What's happening, everybody? JayShockblast here, and check it out. Costume inspired by Marvel's Iron Fist for Mr. Daniel Thomas Rand, the Iron Fist. And I'm going to go ahead and switch to Iron Fist right here. We've got him at blue level 60. So there he is. This is one of his chase costumes, I believe. This is like his Hero for Hire costume. So they got an event going on right now for the celebration of the release of Marvel's Iron Fist, where you can actually purchase for $950 costume of Finn Jones as Mr. Daniel Rand. There is also a Punisher team up. So let's go ahead and buy. And bam. So there he is. He's basically wearing a pair of sweats, and he's got the Iron Fist logo on his chest. We've got ourselves the essence of St. Patrick's Day, because there's also a St. Patrick's Day event going on. Experience orbs, case of credits. What else we got here? Shield supply boost. So do that, and then a bounty hunter's box. So right now, I hope I have enough currency. I do not have enough cube shards, so right now we're going to go ahead and check out this Iron Fist costume in action. And I suppose I might as well purchase the Punisher team up while we're here. Because, you know, I got to have them all. It's only $5.50. Sadly, you can't buy them from the shard vendor. You can't buy them from Adam Warlock, from what I've seen. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. You used to be able to buy them here. I have Boku. Yeah, I have like so many Eternity Splinters, and I never got to spend them on characters like that. So it hurts a little bit to have to use my G for it, but you know, I digress. So, all right, we got a Punisher team up. So I think this is just their new look Punisher. I don't think it's actually, it's not Bernthal, I can tell you that. So let's go into our team ups. I wanted to prestige him and take advantage of the 50% XP. But alas, let's just kind of jumps in.
Call for an exterminator.
So, all right, well, let's go ahead, and we need some shards so I can prestige. So we need to fight some hand ninjas. So to keep it in theme. And where are we going to do that? I guess we'll do it. I don't remember where the hand ninjas are. Oh, Hydra. No. Yeah, we'll just go do Hydra Island. Alright, so here we are, and let's do this. Yeah, this is aim, obviously. I haven't played Iron Fist in a little bit, so I don't really remember what I'm doing. Ooh, shield supply box.
This realm is under my protection.
Now, while I'm playing, let's talk a little bit about Marvel's Iron Fist. It's getting some negative reviews thus far. Lucky's Clover boost gained. Oh, here we go. Pack of 10 Odin marks, the last thing that I needed. Let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just go ahead and do it. I don't even have... I honestly haven't really used him that much, so let's go ahead and do it. Yeah, I was hoping I would get some relics. I was hoping I would get some new stuff. Some cube shards, basically. I don't really do, what am I? switch to crane. It makes more sense. I don't really do terminals that often, so this is kind of my problem. What I can tell you, though, is I've watched the first 3 episodes now of Iron Fist, and I have to say it is great so far. Getting some negative reviews, and a little frustrated by that. I think at this point we're at the point where this is our 5th season of Marvel's Netflix, and I think the magic isn't necessarily gone, but it's not quite the same as it used to be. I think for a lot of people, you know, there's just maybe a little bit of fatigue is wearing in. I know there are really stupid people that are complaining about Daniel Thomas Rand not being played by an Asian actor, but they're stupid and they don't know anything about comics, so I guess there's that. I don't understand why people feel the need to involve themselves in things that they have nothing to do with. It seems like busybody SJWs these days, you know, they need... apparently only Asian people can do Kung Fu. I wasn't aware of that. The story of Danny Rand obviously came during a place in time in the Marvel, you know, history where a lot of characters were whitewashed. I get that. But the whole story of Danny Rand has always been the classic fish out of water, you know? He was... it's kind of like the new Great Wall movie with Tom Cruise. You know, if you actually watch the movie, it makes sense. It's a fish out of water tale. It's a tale of people that are where they're not supposed to be. And they are learning a culture that is not theirs. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I feel like, isn't that true diversity? I guess people only want diversity when it involves including, you know, minorities, for a lack of a better of a word, minorities in traditionally white things, I guess. I don't know a better way to put it. I feel like that's not coming out the way that I want to present it. But I feel like that's what people think is diversity, when it's not. Diversity is just being, you know? Like, we shouldn't be thinking about those things. Like, you should just watch it and appreciate it at face value. I mean, there are people of every culture in this show so far. I don't really quite understand where the problem is, you know? We've got, you know, an Asian actress playing Colleen Wing, as they should. You know, the Meachums are who they're supposed to be, you know? I mean, the Rands are who they're supposed to be. It is what it is. Like, why do we have to complicate things and take a form of entertainment and interject, you know, what different people think is the right thing for, I don't know. Representation is important, I get that, and I feel like they've done a good job with representation. But again, like, what is casting an Asian person as Daniel Thomas Rand? Like, what is that going to solve? It's not going to solve anything. And the show, I feel like the show is very much the story of Iron Fist. Like, I had a buddy Tim that was, you know, he doesn't share the same opinion as me so far, apparently. And that's fine. You know, I'm not like, I mean, it's definitely not the best. After 3 episodes, I don't feel the way I did when I watched Jessica Jones. I don't feel the way that I did when I watched either season of Daredevil. I don't feel the way that I did, you know, when I watched Luke Cage even. But, like, I feel like each time with, you know, Jessica Jones, with Luke Cage, you know, the excitement is wearing down a little bit. And, you know, I think Iron Fist and Luke Cage are the two, well, no. I mean, Daredevil I feel like everybody knows a lot about, whereas, you know, Iron Fist is, you know, very much a different character. I don't think a lot of people truly understand him. And I think that's where, you know, people that aren't educated on the character, that don't really know anything about the character, especially the Geeks of Color person that thought it was a good idea to give Finn Jones a ton of crap on Twitter. Like, I don't think people like that really read comics for the right reason. You know, I feel like if your only goal in reading comics and watching these shows is to get more people to look like you, you're doing it wrong. You know, like, it shouldn't be that way. Like, there should be, I agree representation's important, but you can't just sit there and complain about characters that have existed for, you know, 40, 50 years and more. You know, you can't complain that they're being cast exactly as they were intended. Like, Iron Fist is a white guy. Like, why are we making a big deal of this? Again, are only Asian people able to do Kung Fu? I mean, and that's kind of what that's the whole thing about Iron Fist. He is like the master of Kung Fu. Why do we have to change the story so that a very small demographic of people can, like, feel like they did something, you know? I mean, that person that went after Finn Jones on Twitter, like, she had to, like, lock up her Twitter account so that nobody could see what she wrote, because so many people were calling her to task, and they should. And I guess that's just what happens when you don't, like, when you think you're more important than everybody else. And that's really what it is. It's not about Iron Fist not being white. It's about them. And I'm just tired of people doing that. And I feel like the show is getting negative press from people that aren't actually disliking the show. That they're just trying to, like, put themselves above everybody else. Like use it as some sort of a political statement or whatever it may be. And I don't know, it's frustrating. I made a video about it when this was all happening, and I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit, and I'm just gonna roll with it. I think people get the gist of what I'm saying. Don't judge Iron Fist because you think that because it's a martial arts character, an Asian should play it. Like,
all in due time.
I don't have a problem with there being Asian characters, but, like, I really feel like it has to make sense. And, like, if you want to make a big deal about Tilda Swinton being the ancient one, I agree. I didn't really love that casting. I don't really know why they went with her. I think she did a decent enough job. I mean, especially since, you know, the ancient one has always been an Asian bald male. I didn't hate her portrayal, but, like, that's one that you can complain about, and I would be right there with you. I'm on board with that. But I feel like a lot of people didn't, because at least it was a woman. I don't know, like, and then there's the other side of it. Like, why am I defending it because, oh, he's a white character and I'm white, you know? Well, I think I've established that I don't like change. I don't want these characters that have existed for years and decades. I don't want them to be changed for the sake of people patting themselves on the back and saying, oh, look at us being so diverse, because I don't think it's a matter of diversification. I think it's a matter of representation. Like, you want to be represented. And I've always said every single time, why would anybody want a hand-me-down character? And turning Daniel Rand into, I don't know, I can't think of I'm just thinking of Nguyen, like a Vietnamese last name, like Min Nguyen, you know, like turning me into a Quan Fan, something like that. Like, I don't know, I'm not really, or Shinsuke Nakamura, you know, for a Japanese wrestler name, you know, like turning him into an Asian person does nothing for the story, because the story of Iron Fist isn't a matter, like, you would be completely creating a new character. If you want to create a new character that is similar to Iron Fist, that, you know, has some ancient dragon that he fights and becomes a living weapon that happens to be Asian, that's fine. don't mind that, and I feel like that's kind of the way to go. But for you to actually sit there and say this character cannot be white because he does martial arts, that's the true meaning of being racist.
I should have known you were behind this all
and
along.
I'm just I guess kind of tired of being here, like to constantly having to do this, you know. And I guess I just don't 100% understand why the reviews are so bad. Again, I'm only 3 episodes in. I might get to episode 6 and be like, yo, this sucks. And I do promise I'll do like a full review once we do get to that point. But, you know, I just don't... I'm not feeling it so far. Like, I think we're fine. Like, I know they have kind of messed with the story a little bit. And I'm not doing spoilers right now. So... They've you know, kerfuffled the story a teeny bit, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, it makes sense. Again, the Meachums are who they're supposed to be,
Your anger has nothing to do with me,
and
Hulk.
you know, Danny Rand is who he's supposed to be. They bring him into the fold, you know, kind of strangely. He's a little awkward. He's a kid that's been gone for 15 years that's suddenly showing up and, you know, trying to figure out his place in the world. He hasn't been in the real world for a very long time, and it's awkward. It's definitely awkward. It's a weird transition in, but I think it makes a lot of sense, and this costume is really great. If you want to disagree with me, that's fine. Be respectful, even though I know I did say that people that think Iron Fist should be an Asian actor are stupid. Like, I guess in that regard, you have a modicum of a free pass, but I do really believe that. I mean, I really don't understand why we need to cast an Asian person to play a white character. Like, I don't, like, is that going to make the show better? You know, like, I don't think so. I think Finn Jones is doing a really nice job as Danny Rand. I think before you kind of form that opinion, you should make sure you know who he is as a character. Iron Fist is all about, you know, channeling that inner chi, finding that inner peace. You know, he's very much a surfer dude. Like, that is his vibe. And, you know, I feel like that's what we're getting with Finn Jones. I'm actually, the one thing that I'm actually glad about is no real signs of a British accent, which obviously he's known for, you know, with Game of Thrones, and I believe he's from the UK. I might be wrong on that. I didn't research it. But, you know, I just really feel like he's actually doing a really good job. I'm liking the story so far, and I'm definitely going to talk about it some more. My buddy Tim and I talked about potentially, you know, having a little review once we're both done with it, where we get together and talk about it, because I think we disagree a little bit. And to be completely honest with you, I don't see that changing for him. But we'll see. So that is the new Iron Fist character. You know, sorry to spend a lot of time talking about race. It's not my favorite thing in the world to talk about, but it is what it is, and it's something that's happening, and I just happen to, like, vehemently disagree with it. So, in any event, here we go. There is the new Iron Fist costume. That is the new Punisher team-up. Let's see. We already got him all the way up to level 19. And I didn't even give him anything out of the inventory. So that is a little also tip. If you have a level 60 character, when you get a new team up, just you know, run through a terminal or two, and you'll level them up to 60 pretty quick. So in any event, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'd love to know what you guys think of Iron Fist so far, if you have been watching it. And again, I don't feel like I did any spoilers in this, so, you know, I tried my best not to, so I don't think I spoiled anything. But if I did, I guess it's kind of too late, isn't it? We'll see it.